Okay, so ignore the fact that I am in the same shirt for this video's intro as well. I'm just filming them both at once, so then I don't fit. It's just in case I forget to film an intro, I have one done. But like, you're probably going to see the other one first. But yeah, so anyway, July is going to be, like, with my mental health, having done what it did with the last 2 months, I need a month of me. So this is my reading like my horoscope video. I have found 4 books, I think, that I have been recommended to my star sign. My star sign is a Cancer. And yeah, so the 4 books I have are The Bookish Life of Nina Hill, which I have on audiobook. Save the Date by Morgan Matson, which I have an ebook for. I found it on Everand. Demon Copperhead by... I'm not sure. And then the other 2 are physical books. I say 2, but at the moment I only have 1. And that's Vinyl Moon by Mahogany L. Brown. And the last book for this vlog, it's on the... I've ordered it, but it's not here yet. And that's probably why you're going to see the other video first, because I don't have all the books. And that is called To Salam with Love. Now, I'll get into why these were recommended to me when I get to reading them. But yeah, so I'm just glad that I didn't have to buy many of the books physically for this, just in case I don't like them, I didn't waste my money. But yeah, so I'll check back in with you whenever I start this specific vlog. Bye. Okay, so I'm just going to give a quick update / first book in this vlog. But yeah, I have started Save the Date by Morgan Matson. So far, I find this book quite boring. And it's not... Yeah. Let's just find out why it was recommended to me. Or to my star sign. Let me bring that up and then I'll finish my thought. Okay, so... Yeah. So far, I'm finding it quite boring. Like, and the main character, it's just actually a tad annoying. But yeah, I feel like essentially what's happened in the book so far is the main character Charlie is gathered at their family home that's about to be sold for her sister's wedding. And she's excited to have all the family together. She's eager to help. And yeah, but so far, not a lot has happened. Like, the most exciting thing that's happened so far is that the wedding planner that they organized got arrested for embezzling. So now they've got this new one a day before the wedding. And yeah, so the reason that this book was recommended to me is because apparently Cancers are deeply intuitive, sentimental, and loyal to people they keep close. When you first meet them, Cancers can come across as cold or distant, rude. But once you get to know them, you'll realize that they're very gentle, compassionate, and caring individuals. For this recommendation, I wanted to pick books that packed an emotional punch and valued loyalty, friendship, and family. So be sure to have the tissues at the ready for some of these picks. So yeah, it definitely is about family and friendship. I'm going to see if it has the emotional punch that was mentioned. But yeah, so far, not a biggest fan. Okay, so ignore the fact that I am in the same outfit. But I also had an update for this vlog as well. I think I'm going to DNF, Save the Date. It's just really boring and I find the main character extremely annoying. So yeah, I'm not gonna force myself to finish that one. I don't like it. So we'll move on. So I'm gonna move on to the next book in that one as well. Hi. So, I have finished Vinyl Moon by Mahogany L. Brown. Now, this was an interesting take on, like, a girl who goes through, like, this domestic violence in a relationship and ends up having to move to a new city on the other side of the country. And then she discovers, and then she learns about black literature. And while it was well written, I think it sits at a 3-star because it wasn't anything overly exciting. Like, I read it, but it wasn't anything special. And I'm gonna quickly bring up why this was recommended to my star sign. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay, so basically, as Angel attempts to heal from a painful incident that led to Brooklyn and away from her California life, she manages to find healing in her literature course amongst the prose of black writers. And then it says, as cancers are sensitive but protective of their emotions, Angel's story will resonate with readers as she allows herself to become immersed in words and slowly heal from her past. Yeah, I agree that it's got that stuff in it, but yeah, it didn't do anything special for me, so it sits at a 3. But I will move on and see you guys when I've read the next book. Okay, so I will do a quick, initial thoughts of Bookish Life of Nina Hill. I am really enjoying it so far. It's a good time. I relate so hard to this main character. Like, talks all the time, has full conversations with her cat, overthinks everything, riddled with anxiety. But yeah, this book's a good time, and I'm enjoying it. And based on what the recommendation said, it said that as a Cancer, I would enjoy the humor in it. Which I am, so it's accurate. I'm also going to do because today was my birthday, I did a book haul, but I did it where I got a Discord server to give me scavenger hunt prompts, and I bought books with those. I'm just going to do it in the order of the pile because I don't want to have to readjust. The prompt that this book fits was find a book with cake on the cover, and there is a cupcake right here. Is it going to focus? I'm going to focus on the cupcake. Okay. Yeah, so this one has a cupcake on the cover. Now we'll get back to my face. This prompt was ridiculously hard to find. I bought this because it was the only one I could find that had any kind of cake on it. But I filled the prompt. The next one was a 5-star prediction based on only the cover. So no reading the synopsis, no anything else. And for that I picked up The Majesty's League of Remarkable Young Ladies. Because look at how fun this cover looks. Just looks like a group of mystery girls and their dog. And it looks like they're in London because there's Big Ben behind them. But yeah, so this was based... so this one was my 5-star prediction based on only the cover. This next one was also ridiculously hard to find. It was book with a key on the cover. When I tell you, I scrounged the whole bookshelves at the shopping center I was at. But I found one. Not Like Other Girls by Meredith Adamo. There's a key in this locker right there. I should probably tell you what these are about, shouldn't I? Yeah, so this one, the summary says, Jo was the perfect popular girl in high school until nude photos of her were shared online. Now she's failing in class, her friends have deserted her admirers have turned their backs, she's become an outcast. Then her former friend Maddie disappears. Everyone says she's run away, but Jo is not convinced. As she searches for her, she uncovers disturbing revelations about their classmates and the secrets that tore her and Maddie apart. Is Jo really looking for her friend, or for the truth about her own past? And how does she know whose story to believe? it's hard enough to figure out on our own. Ooh, that actually sounds pretty good. I did not read the back. I grabbed it because it was the only one I could find that had a key on it. Now, before we move on, I'll go back and reread and read what this is about. Because this was the one that I looked at the cover and had to pick it based on that. Mischief is afoot, and Queen Victoria is not amused. Her stalker must be stopped. Forget the cavalry. This is a job for Her Majesty's League of Remarkable Young Ladies. The League's newest recruit is Winifred Weatherby, a feisty girl genius and gadget maker. Winnie's creations are remarkable, but is she clever enough to protect the Queen and achieve her own dream of winning the top prize in Paris for young inventors? Okay, if the cover wasn't a 5-star prediction, that summary would have sold it. And yeah, the one with the cake on the cover was called The World's Worst Pets. This one doesn't have a summary on it, actually. Alright, we're going to move on from that, because this one doesn't have a summary. Yeah, that one doesn't have a summary, so we'll keep going. The next one that I bought, this one was for book that gives me summer feels. Even though it's winter here, it was an American Discord, so they said a book that reminds me of summer. For that, I got Stuck Up and Stupid by Agorni Rice and Kate Rice. This one has a beach on it. And this one is essentially a Pride and Prejudice retelling. Stuck Up and Stupid, Pride and Prejudice. But yeah, that's the best way to describe what this is. It's a Pride and Prejudice retelling. Yeah, this next one was a book that had an odd number of pages. For that, I grabbed this one called Compass and Blade by Rachel Greenlaw. I think this one's a fantasy. But the cover was but I love the cover as well. But yeah. Mira is a wrecker, one of the 7 chosen to plunder the wrecked ships beyond the Isle of Rosevere. The waves sing to her soul, the call of the sea beckoning her. But Rosevere needs her, and she can never abandon her home. Until one evening when lightning splits the sky and the watch descend, taking Mira's father away. Mira must set off on a journey to win back her father's freedom. She will encounter 2 strangers along the way, enigmatic Seth and smoldering Elijah, and learning who to trust will not be easy. When she discovers a secret buried deep in the ocean, Mira finds that securing her future will come at a high price. Don't know if I would have picked it up on that. It would have been a cover. If it didn't fit the other prompt, it probably would have been a cover buy, because this cover is stunning. And then the next one was set in a different continent that I live. So as long as it wasn't set in Australia, I'm good. For that, I bought The Talented Mr. Ripley by by Patricia Highsmith. This is a book I've been intending to read anyway, so I wanted an excuse to fit it to a prompt so I can buy it. Tom Ripley wants money, success, and the good life, and he's willing to kill for it. Struggling to stay one step ahead of his creditors and the law, Ripley leaps at the chance to start afresh on a free trip to Europe. But when his newfound happiness is threatened, his response is swift as it is shocking. That's all it says. But yeah, I wanted an excuse to buy this, so I made it fit a prompt. Then this one, my god, was this one hard to fill. The prompt was connected to rubies. So, character named Ruby, red cover, because rubies are birthstones, so someone made that fit. For that one, I bought Vampires Never Get Old, because the red cover, yes, but there is an author in here with the last name of Ruby. So I counted it. But this one was really hard to fill. This is essentially short stories about vampires, written by each one written by a different author. But yeah, this one sounded fun, and it was the only one I could find that fit the prompt. Yeah. The next one was 5 words in the title. For that, I got The Perfect Guy Doesn't Exist by Sophie Gonzalez. This one is, from what I gathered on the back, this one's essentially about this girl, Ivy, who somehow brings a fan fiction character, a fan fiction character that she wrote to life. And then and then he's convinced that they're soulmates. And then she ends up teaming up with this girl who was her ex-best friend and sworn enemy. And then I think it turns into a lesbian romance or girl-girl romance. But yeah, sounded good, so I bought that. This next one was like a talking, like connected to talking, so like say, speak, shout. I found this one, tell. Tell me what really happened, but tell counts as a talking word, so I took it. But yeah, this one is about, I'm just going to read the like top bit. There are stories about the woods around Salvation Creek about the people who have gone missing. Now their friend is one of them. But yeah, this is one I had never heard of, but it fit the prompt. To be fair, I hadn't heard of most of these. But yeah, this one fit the prompt of a talking word. Then the next prompt I had to fill was a alliterative title. Suddenly Super by, I don't know, Jen Kalanita. This is one of the books in the Twisted Tale series that I didn't own, and it's alliterative because SS. But yeah, this one is about what if Violet became an agent of Syndrome. That's all I needed to know about this one. And then the last book that I physically have to hold up is Cross My Heart and Never Lie. This prompt was connected to the fact that my birthday is 7/7. So it's a cover with 7 things on the title. So I want the fact that there's at least 7 people on this cover. But it's a graphic novel. That's a translated novel from Norway, I think. Let me try and find it. Yep. Translated from Norwegian. Again, I'm just going to read the top bit. Today, school felt really different from last year. Something felt strange while we waited in the hall, almost like everyone had heard a secret during the summer, and now we were all standing here knowing something, except me. I didn't know what the secret was. This one just sounded cute. Yeah, and the last prompt that I have to fill that I'll be ordering online, that I'll probably order online, was a book published in July. I did find one for that, so let me bring it up on my phone. It's called J.R. Silver Writes Her World. I'll put the cover on the screen. This one's basically about 6th grade is off to a difficult start for Josephine Rose Silver. Her best friend Violet returns from camp with a new best friend. Her parents refuse to grant her more independence, and her homeroom teacher, Ms. Klein, is full of secrets. When Ms. Klein unveils a collection of old Gothamite magazines and tells her student to build their writing skills by crafting short stories inspired by the iconic covers, JR discovers a peculiar power. The stories she writes come true. Soon, JR is getting a cell phone, scoring game-winning goals, and triggering school cancellations. But it's not long before she realizes that each story creates as many conflicts as it does solution. And when JR tries to write about her fallout with Violet, all of her problems converge. And like that book just sounds right up my alley. But anyway, that was it for this for the actual book update for the vlog and this book haul, because the video wasn't going to be long enough for me to do the book haul on my own, like as its own video, so it's just in this segment. But I will catch you when I've read something else. Bye! Okay, so I have finished the Bookish Life of Nina Hill. It was fine, it was fun. Solid 3-star. But yeah, I did have a good time with that. I'm glad that I listened to it, but I don't need to think about it again. So we'll move on to the next book. The next book I'm going to read for this is Salam with Love by Sarah Sharaf Beg. This is the shorter one of the 2 that I have left. So I should be able to smash this one out probably quite quickly, because it's not very long, and because it's a middle grade, it should read quite quickly. But yeah, I will be back with either my initial thoughts or my final thoughts. Okay, so I am checking back in after the first chapter to give you my initial thoughts. I think it's well done. It's essentially about this girl named Dua who is traveling with her family to New York City to celebrate Ramadan, which is this Pakistani, which is some kind of Pakistani Muslim tradition. And Dua is essentially the only Muslim girl in where they live. So she's going back to see this family that she hasn't seen in a long time to like celebrate this holiday to celebrate this religious holiday. Yeah, I think it's well done so far. And what I appreciate is that because it's a middle grade, it didn't have any like filler stuff. The first chapter literally went straight into what the plot was going to be. And I appreciate that. But yeah, it's quite good so far. And yeah, I will probably finish this today. It's a really quick read. The first chapter was 12 pages and I read that in like 5 minutes. So the whole lot shouldn't take too long. But yeah, I will be back in either when I have something else to say or when I finish it. Okay, so you are balanced precariously on a book stack here, but I wanted to give you a quick update because it has been a while since I have successfully read anything. You know, life got in the way and stuff like that. But I am now 97 pages into Salon with Love, which is essentially halfway through, and it's quite good so far. Like, Dua is learning more about her, like, religion, her culture and religion, and like what it means to be this religion, and also it's gotten a real look on like racism and like how people who are this Muslim religion are like treated in New York, which is where the book is taking place. But it's quite good so far. And Dua's learning more about herself as well as her family's religion. And yeah, it's good. If the rest of the book goes where it's going, I feel like it's gonna be at least a 4-star. But we'll see. And I'll check back in with you at some point. Bye. Alright, so I'm just gonna film from my phone and this very unattractive angle. But I finished Salon with Love by Sarah Sharaf Beg. I actually really enjoyed this book, like the take on the culture and all the different experiences that the main character had. Yeah, so it's a 4-star. Loved it. I'm pretty sure that they said that I would like this book because of the relationships in it, and I agree. But yeah, it was quite good. I will have one more book for this video, and I'll check back in with you once I've started it. Bye. So, I swear this is different days, but I have been in this same hoodie for a lot of the videos, or a lot of the clips. But anyway, I have started Jellicoe Road by Melina Marchetta. Now, I was going to read Demon Copperhead for this vlog, but Everand took my accessibility to that audiobook away. So I picked this one instead. And this one was already on my own TBR, so I didn't have to buy I didn't have to buy a different book. So I went with this one. Now, I've liked Melina Marchetta's writing before because she wrote one of my favourite books when I was a teenager, which was called Looking for Ella Brandy. But that is a book conversation for a different time. But yeah, Jellicoe Road. I'm initially just giving my initial thoughts after the prologue in chapter 1. I am enjoying the writing style so far, but like I said, I knew that I would because I've liked Melina Marchetta's before. But I did read that when I was a teenager. I reread it about a couple of years ago, and I still enjoyed it. But yeah, this is about a main character named Taylor Markham, and she's a leader of like an underground community at her school. And I haven't really gotten into anything like substantial, but Taylor doesn't want to be a leader. She wants to just leave because she's essentially been abandoned by her mother when she was 11. She ran away from her school, got brought back, and now she's 17 and a leader, and she doesn't want to be. So I'm interested to see where this is going to go. Like I said, I know that I like Melina's writing, so this should be good. And I will check back in when I have more to say. Bye. Okay, so I'm just going to do a quick final clip for this vlog while my computer's doing some kind of updates. But I have finished Jellicoe Road by Melina Marchetta. I don't actually know if I talked about anything to do with this story or if I just got busy and just forgot to say anything. But I was reading it. I got it to like just under page 300, and then I realized that the end of July is tomorrow and I wanted to get this vlog out. So I skipped to the last chapter just so that I can say that I finished it. It was good. I like the writing style and the character's good. It's sitting at a 4-star, I think. So yeah, we did end this video on a bit of a success. And so that's it for my July reads, and I will catch you in a couple of days when I start my August reads. Bye.